At this point, Septimus comes out of the tent, and you see how your friends are around the wolf area, not too close to it. Well, Rika is staying right next to it, and they're currently also talking with some of the Vistani people.
He's gonna walk on over to the group. Hey, did I miss anything?
You've missed a woman throwing stones at our good puppy here.
Don't look at me. We didn't do anything.
Exactly. You didn't do anything.
I mean, what did you want us to do? It's like,
Sure.
Specifically, what did I tell you about hurting the wolf?
well, we didn't hurt the wolf. I mean,
No, but you
Do
didn't
you think?
inform her.
Do you think that the wolf is gonna care? By keeping it
Yes,
pacified and calm, you are basically ensuring your own safety. If it werewolves goes wild and breaks its bounds, do you think it's only gonna go after the one woman throwing stones or everyone?
to be honest, it would
Mine
be good.
lays on everyone.
Well, I mean,
I mean the wolf is still
good point.
unconscious, but
Still, if it does go break out wild, it's kind of your fault for bringing it here in the first place.
yes, but aggravating it wouldn't be our fault.
I don't know what you're saying about aggravating it. I wasn't aggravating it. Were you
No,
aggravating it?
no,
No,
Ah,
I wasn't
all of
aggravating it.
you
Yeah, see.
listen to all of you are partially at fault for not, for not telling her what I told you, which was in pretty clear terms not to hurt the wolf.
Right. Um, uh,
please treat this wolf much like you would cargo. Like it's an extension of us, so please treat it with the respect you would
right,
an
all
extension
right.
of us.
Uh, I guess, although it's more like it's your cargo, so really I feel like you should maybe take
How
some.
how would how would you treat our cargo
Not at all,
if
because
you're
it's your
supposed to?
cargo, not mine. So I wouldn't treat it at all.
Then perhaps leave it alone and don't let people throw stones
Exactly,
at
I
it.
would leave it alone.
And don't let people throw stones at
But
it.
see, the thing is, why am I responsible for your cargo, for the safety of your cargo?
We're
You
going
you
around
are
in
you're
circles. We've had this
responsible
conversation.
for our cargo when we're not currently near it, seeing as you had responsibility for not hurting it, as I made in clear terms before we went into the CS tent. So,
I mean, you can't expect me to do any. Like I told my men.
did you or did you not agree that the wolf should not be hurt?
Well, yeah, but then
That is a vocal contract. Don't
certainly. But you see, I mean, like not by us or any of my men. That didn't include like natural catastrophes or disasters. Like, of course, we can't save
It
them
was
from
not,
that.
no,
sir,
no,
it
no.
wasn't
That's
hurt by
not
the
what I
wind
said.
blowing. One of your own came here with stones, and I understand that she's. Wait, I wouldn't know that. Sorry. The stones. Why? Kindly
Um,
don't let that happen again.
Supposedly her parents were killed by wolves. Don't know if it's this wolf. Probably not. Um, though I suppose that
Please
doesn't really matter to some people.
listen. I don't agree with literally a werewolf being in a camp of people either, but so long as it's left alone, it'll most likely stay calm. But if it's getting rocks thrown at it, it'll get scared. It'll get angry.
I agree. I agree fully. It's just that we didn't really want to incur the wrath of first, so
Why not?
we decided to just stick out of it.
Okay, well, when she wakes up tomorrow, I think you should make sure that she knows what happens if she hurts the wolf again. Okay?
Right.
Good.
See, I'm kind of categorizing Mira like in the sort of like earthquakes category as well as windstorms. So I feel like I'm not really responsible
No,
for her
well,
actions.
if you'd told her, you wouldn't be responsible for it.
Well, I mean, now
It's
you
been
told her,
done.
so really, it's like, it's good, right?
I have a
No,
question.
that's not how it works.
Right.
Is there any way we can get any food? And does anyone here have any hair dye?
Yeah, and yeah, food you can probably. Actually, I think I have some with me over there. You can buy. Hair dye is more. You would have to ask Nimira, the woman that fruit does. Good luck with that.
Well, where can I find her
Well,
tent?
You just follow the sling of profanities that you hear right now. Should be some over there.
good thing that Remy wasn't here when we diffused the situation.
Remus. My name is Remus. And he's gonna start following the string of profanities.
All right. What are the other two doing during this time?
Um, I'm looking at the closest tents and seeing if there's a place to sleep.
Um, sorry, can you be more
Well,
precise? Like, are you looking at the
I'm
close
I'm
friends and
I'm
seeing if there
opening
are
up.
beds inside?
Well, if there's any places to sleep that aren't already occupied, though I suppose that doesn't really matter as we're currently the guest of this. Well, it does matter.
Right.
Um,
Um,
I would rather sleep close to the werewolf so that
right. Okay, I get.
anyone begins to try to kill it, I would be able to get out and defend it
So
as
after you
best as
explain
I
that
can.
situation to the guy who seems kind of in charge, but not really because he doesn't have the bolts to tell Ramira off, he says like, "Yeah, right. You can take this. Actually, take both of these because I don't think anyone wants to sleep close behind to that. Um,
By the way, a confirmation question. Where exactly is Irene, aka Sarah?
um, Sarah is currently with you guys,
Alright,
but she's being a little in her own thoughts. Let's say,
alright.
like she's
Well,
not really getting involved right now.
yeah. Well, considering that Rika seems to have all this in control, I think Saban is gonna go into the Madame's tent.
Into what?
Into the tent of the Madame Eva.
Ah, right. Okay. Okay. Carry on with that in a minute. Going back to Septimus. I mean, Remus.
Remus.
Um, Remus,
Remus.
Remy,
who is currently going to the yeah. So you arrive at a tent. You go inside and you see a woman basically sort of like handling like a silver dagger towards another guy who's like, no, no, like it's fine for some reason. And you currently find yourself in that position.
Well, I will. I don't know. Is there any area that I can knock on, or do I
It's a
have
tent.
enough? I'll take that as a no. Excuse me.
Who's that? Okay, yeah. Hello. We're kind of busy right now or something. No, no, no. Let it. Yeah. Who's you? Who are you?
Hello. I am looking for someone named Mira.
Yeah,
I
that's
believe
me.
that's you. It's nice to meet you. My name is Remus. I was sent here looking for. Well, I can come back later if this is a bad time.
No, no. This is a perfect time. Are you sure it is? I feel you just. No, it is a perfect time. You can go now. Okay. The guy just sort of like backs off cautiously. Right. Sorry about that. Sorry. What do you want?
I was wondering if you could help me with something. I'm looking for hair dye,
Hair
black
dye.
hair dye.
Right. Okay.
Yes.
Um. Right, hair dye. That's not really a usual thing, but I do think I have some. That's kind of normally something reserved for noble. Anything specific you have in mind?
No, just something that's gonna make my hair black. Keep it black.
Right then. Black. Black. Okay, that
Yes.
doesn't sound. Yeah, I might be able to do that for you. Um.
Like this, basically. And he's gonna hold up a piece of his hair.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Okay, I might be able to do that for you. Um. Okay, but it is gonna cost you because that's kind of something I'm mostly reserved for the noble types.
How much?
620 gold.
That's incredibly expensive.
Yeah, but the good thing about it is you only need to apply it once, and then you're basically good to go.
Could probably have Saban look through the woods and at the time at some point.
Saban goes with the bark and they think, I can do this too!
Much, much cheaper.
Is this a magic hair dye shit or some shit? Because that makes no sense.
You know what? I think I'm gonna take my chances with tree bark. You have yourself a good night.
Tree bark? Right, if you want to ruin your hair.
You're asking me for money that I don't think I'm ever gonna be able to accumulate.
I'm sorry, but those are the
Unless I rob
prices.
Strahd. Well, goodbye.
Well, wait. I might be able to reduce the price a bit if you could do me a favor.
What would that be?
Well, you see, well, see, you know where Strahd's castle is at, right?
I know the location, yes.
Well, you might also know that there's all the time a bunch of adventurers or peasants or whoever that tries to get in there and, like kill the fellow. And most of them do die. And normally, I've heard that Strahd's sermons to dispose the bodies by simply throwing them down the cliff. So, if you were to go there to the cliff and maybe get some of the armor and weapons there for me, I might be able to sell it a bit cheaper for you.
That is reasonable, however, considering that I'm going to be going basically right next to the castle of the most powerful
Well, more
person in
like
Barovia,
below it, really.
still, I imagine that's a hot spot for his undead servants.
Not really. I mean, we've been there a couple of times. It's not that dangerous if you can handle yourself.
I will consider it and let you know. Thank you, anyways.
All right. Oh, careful. Some idiots brought a werewolf into the camp.
Is that a problem for you?
Well, obviously, it should be for you too. It's a werewolf.
It is, but I mean, so long as it's subdued and tied up.
Only a fool would think they could subdue a werewolf.
What's your course of action? If you had your way, what would you do?
Oh, just jab one of these into its neck and then be done with it. She holds down a silver dagger.
Why such animosity?
Animosity? What do you mean? I mean, is everybody insane? It's a werewolf!
I mean, I don't disagree with you. It's a wild creature, arguably an unnatural wild creature, and it should be taken care of, but at the moment, well, what's going to happen if everyone in the camp decides it wants it gone and dogpiles it? If it's at least a little bit intelligent, it's not even going to move. Because it knows that if it so much as blinks the wrong way, it's dead as dust.
I know, I don't have a good feeling about this. I don't have a good feeling about this at all. Where there's one of these creatures, there's more. And if we don't kill it, we potentially lure more of them towards us. I don't like it. Not one bit.
You mean that were creature amongst themselves?
Sorry?
Were creatures have camaraderie. One would help another
Well, I
if one
wouldn't
was
go as
trapped.
far as call it that. More like primal instincts of pack hunting.
In any case, the werewolf will be out of here by the morning, so you won't have to suffer the sight of it for much longer.
Good.
Thank you for your help. And he's gonna leave.
Alright, meanwhile, Saban, you were going back into um, Madame Eva's tent, right?
Yep.
Alright, you go inside, you see that a lot of the stuff that was on the table is gone, and Madame Eva is currently going about uh, snuffing out some of the candles. Yes, yes.
Well, just wondering about those extra questions.
Oh, yes. Oh, well, very well then. What are you wondering about? Oh, it's gonna be a long night. She goes back to her seat and sits down.
Well, did mention our names when it came in, so might probably know what mine would be about. What exactly do you know of a group of people that call themselves Gilensians?
Okay, but only one. She takes out the bloody crystal ball, puts it on the table. Okay, Gilencia. Very well, let's see. Gilencia, let's see. I see that, a group, a group that goes by that name. Gathering, fighting, all under one banner. For a common cause. And, oh, no, that's it. I'm sorry. I'm I'm a little bit exhausted today.
So, besides that, you haven't heard of them before?
No, not myself. But why don't you ask some of the people outside? They come from all sorts of places. They've all heard all sorts of rumors. I myself am I'm mostly limited by what I can see, which
Hmm.
isn't a lot.
Hmm.
Quick reminder, she is blind.
Yeah, I did remember. Well, thank you for your time. Have a good evening. Savant steps back out.
Very well. He sort of looks after you, so you're gone, goes, okay, now, packs away the crystal.
Rika walks in.
Rika, what are you up to?
Sleeping.
Okay, where are you sleeping? One of the tents nearby?
Yes, the tent closest to the wolf.
Okay. Very
As
well.
I closest to the
So,
wall.
okay, you're making yourself comfortable and you're already sleeping.
Well, I'm trying to sleep.
Okay, okay. Um, Septimus and Saban, basically more or less at the same time, you both exit the tents and you're both outside again. Um, some of the Visani men are still around the campfire, talking to each other, sharing stories they once heard, and drinking.
Yeah, Zaban's gonna head. Uh, Zaban's gonna head to the fire. Out front.
Septimus, you see Saban approaching the men. What are you up to?
Septimus is going to get some food, some for himself and some for the wolf. And, you know, after feeding the wolf, like giving it, oh, I don't know, a piece of
Wait, wait, wait.
chicken or
Sorry,
something.
sorry, sorry. Rail back. You're doing what?
Septimus is gonna go get some food for himself and some for the wolf, and he's going to basically try to feed the wolf, like hold out a chicken leg towards it and give it to it.
All right. Getting food isn't too hard. Two portions. I'll say that's about one gold. So you get it. You get something for yourself. You go to a wolf, have like a chicken more or less, and you hold it out to it. Let me just let's see something. Yeah. You get there, and it appears that the wolf is by the time that you get there, is conscious again, and it looks at you.
Hi, I guess you're very hungry.
The creature nods.
Septimus is going to pull down his cape kind of and reveal that he has a silver sword, and he says, I'm trying to help you. Please don't make me regret it.
Shakes his head.
Well, he's gonna hold out a piece of chicken, like a chicken leg, to the wolf.
Hesitantly, it grabs it with its mouth and eats it if you let it.
Of course, yes,
Okay, okay.
that's the thing.
So it eats it,
Okay,
plus
piece by
bones.
piece, he's going to, get all the meat off
All
of
right.
the plate and give it to the
It
wolf.
will play along, and it is going to eat the chicken.
When the chicken is gone, he's gonna say, now I want you to keep in mind how kind we've been to you,
It slowly nods.
and I want you not to forget that if we wanted it to be, you would be as dead as the chicken that's now in your stomach.
Again, nods.
So be good to us, answer the questions that my friend will have, and there will be no reason for any ugliness to happen. Alright?
Nods, nods, nods.
We're not bad people, but if you force us, things will get bad. We saw that.
Rika, I'm going to say because you're so close to it and you have a relatively high passive perception, you notice that somebody has approached the wolf.
Is anybody hurting the wolf again?
It's me, Rika.
Okay. Are you threatening the wolf?
I just fed it.
Okay. Well, thank you for that. Okay. Wait, could you ask it not to run away? I don't know if the ropes will hold it when she turns back. I suppose she gets smaller, right?
Hmm, that's a good point.
I don't know. Is she nodding?
She is. She's doing well.
No. I mean it. Okay, Rika goes up to it. Okay, so important thing. Do you get like a lot smaller after like when you turn back, or it's an important question. So please answer truthfully.
She like looks you dead in the eye, and you can see him. It takes a while.
Like, I mean, a lot smaller and just a little bit smaller. It's
Like you see her eye movement. She's clearly thinking about what to say. But after a while, she seems to come to a conclusion there's no point in really lying, so she just nods.
okay. Okay. Hmm. So she's going down her wrists. Like, does your wrists get like really like comparatively? Do they get a lot smaller? Because I'm pretty sure arms shorten a bit, but like how like does your wrist get like from this down to this? You're not sure?
I'll add a few ropes. Go rest up.
Um, yes, and try to make sure that like just inhibit running, because I'm sure she might try to stay awake and just when she turns back she'll try to run.
I'll keep it in mind. Don't worry.
You're being sarcastic. Are you being sarcastic right now?
Me or the wolf?
No, I'm talking to the. Are you being sarcastic with me? No.
Just because I'm laughing doesn't mean the wolf I'm laughing, by the way. I'm just amused by the situation. Shakes her
To
head.
be fair, it's pretty amusing.
Uh, Septimus is gonna pull out some rope from his bag and retie, add an extra layer of ropes on the wrists, the feet,
Okay,
the legs, the neck,
alright. The
and he's
neck? What?
I
basically, the neck. So it's kind of she's loose. She can breathe, but it's against, the stick. So she can still move her head, but she
Okay.
can't try to yank it forward.
How tight do you do that?
I'm not trying to strangle her.
Okay,
Just,
okay,
have
just
it
checking,
kind
just
of like a
checking.
necklace.
Oh, okay. Yes, okay, you can do that. Yes.
He's going to be
I
very apologetic about the whole thing, but
okay.
it,
I mean, I'm saying it. Very obviously, it could have tried biting you, but it hasn't. So, like, you get a feeling that if nothing else, like, it kind of sees reason in this situation.
I'm also standing right here.
Yeah, also that. Like, the person that burnt half of its pelt away is standing right there. And doesn't
Septimus
help
is
by the
going to
fact that
say,
you punched it, so.
I also fed the chicken though.
Oh, yeah, that one.
Fed a chicken, threaten it with a silver sword.
Why do you always focus on the bad stuff? I fed a chicken. Anyhow, he's going when he's done with the ropes. He's going to say, "Thank you for seeing reason, and thank you for not biting me." And would you consider? Is it does it get tiring or sad or lonely to be traveling alone? Are you alone? Do you have friends out there in those woods?
She is very clearly hesitant in answering.
Well,
I'm not going to go after your friends
no, we're
if
not
that's
going
what
to go
you're
after
afraid
your
of.
friends and family. We're not going to tell any of these knuckleheads where they are. Not that you can tell
Are
us
you
their
two being
names.
truthful right now or not?
I'm
Yes.
being true. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. After hesitating, she looks at both of you and then slowly nods.
okay. I mean, well, us knowing that you have a family out there doesn't necessarily mean that we. I mean, we don't know where they are. Wait, important question. Do you think they're coming for you right now? Like coming to get you?
She holds her head low as she shakes her head,
Oh,
We're
almost
not
as
gonna
if she
kill you.
was sad.
We're not gonna kill you.
Meanwhile, Saban in the background with the sword. Yes. But speaking of which, back to Saban. Saban, you
Before
approaching.
that, can I ask one
Okay.
last question to the wolf?
Hmm?
Thank you. Do you just know werewolves, or do you also know were-ravens?
That is not a yes or no question. What are you expecting of the wolf to do?
Do you know were-ravens?
It gets sort of like a non-committal answer there.
wait, shit. Um. So I don't suppose you have any. I don't suppose you have any of your own clothes when you turn back. No.
Alright. Septimus is gonna take off his cloak and basically kind of tuck the wolf in.
Okay, it's
Like,
gonna be a bit hard due to the size, but it might work. Can't hear
you
you.
know how the
Oh, there we
cloak
are.
ties in the front for Septimus?
Mm-hmm.
Well, basically, he's gonna put it on the wolf, but tie it in her back,
Right, right.
behind her neck, so that it's covering the front
Got
of the
it, got it.
body.
Okay.
And then he's gonna say goodnight to the wolf, goodnight to Rika, go get another plate of food, and head over to where Saban is sitting.
Okay. So, back to Saban. Sorry for the wait. You're approaching the camp. They were
Yeah, it's fine.
talking, sharing a good amount of drinks with each other, and one of the guys see you approaching. Hey, you're the guy I shared my booze with. Hey, come here.
Yeah, I still have the leftover. They got the bottle. Shake it.
Ah, it's good to know.
Sorry about the commotion.
It's good to see a new face around here. It's getting boring always hearing the same stories. It's the
Hmm.
same stories. I sometimes come up with new ones. Yeah, but those aren't real. You make them up. I don't make them up.
Well,
I tell you, there is a beast. A beast, I tell you. Like, giant in Lake Zarovik. Like, it's huge, and it devours ships. Yeah, right.
there are ships here.
No, no, there aren't. No, no, yeah, of course there aren't anymore because it devoured them all. You should start with the booze. So anyway, any good stories you have?
Well, nothing that massive, but there's been a couple times, and Saban starts telling a story about getting ambushed in a forest numerous times.
All right. Do you want to roll a performance roll to see how well you can retell it?
Well, I'm not really that good at really flavoring it up, so I don't know. Well, I guess I can try.
The people nod politely along to the story. Um, they find it's good enough. It's inoffensive. It's a decent story, but it's not really anything that rouses any particularly. It is at the end of the day. It's just an ambush in the forest. It's nothing special. It's an okay story overall. It's not a bad story. Not a bad story. Reminds me of one of the times where we were ambushed. Uh, yeah. Well, I gotta be honest. I haven't been ambushed in a while. Like, not ever since I've been traveling with this Carol and this with Madame Eva. Like, I think she's got like the ability to see where ambushes were going to happen and be able to tell us, and we then take over roads. It's pretty cool.
Sounds tremendously useful.
Oh yeah. Kind of makes you wonder what you basically need the weapons for, but hey, you never know. You never know.
I mean, that's true. Never pays to be careful.
Yeah.
Just, yeah. There was this one town that I walked through, just completely abandoned and empty.
Oh,
But
go.
there was still food on the tables, and
Ooh,
all the valuables were still in the town as well.
ghost towns. Oops.
Very much so. It was as if the whole population had just disappeared with the snap of fingers. I think they had a sign that said that it was a town called Galencia.
Galencia.
Yeah, I believe so.
Galencia. Wow, that's a weird name.
Yeah,
I
either
think
that or struck out either because of the name or the fact that
I remember some guy in Valaki once shouted it. He looked terrified.
hmm,
Why was it a ghost town, by the way?
I never found out. I walked
I
through
know
it
it.
and
I know why it was a ghost town. Don't you guys realize? That must have been the same Galencia that happened so many years here. You know, like people disappearing, reappearing in Barovia. That must be that. That must be that. Cut down on the booze, for heaven's sake, man. No, don't you realize it all makes sense? It all makes sense. He
Um,
must have been dragged here.
we could go forgoes sleep for a bit to get some food.
Okay.
And she sits down with the others.
Okay. Septimus, you can also join at this point. You can all be joining in at this point as well.
So, people wanted to hear stories, eh?
Oh yes. We're kind of a little bit tired of the crazy stories this guy comes up with. You're not crazy. You're making why would nobody believe me?
Well, I do have some crazy stories, but they are true.
Shoot,
They're from the academy I went to.
Academy. So you're one of them, those fancy bookworm types.
I suppose I am. I mean, I do dabble in a bit of magic. Quite a bit of magic.
Hmm. So, anything?
Well, and Rika's going to go into a very elaborate story about the time she accidentally almost summoned a demon lord.
All right, give me a performance check if you want to. Damn! Holy shit! How the hell did you get out of there?
Well, you see, well, basically, at the last second, before we went through with the deal, thank God that didn't happen. I dispelled the magic and he disappeared.
That's priceless.
Yes. So that was how the first cult started at the academy.
The look on his face must have been priceless.
Oh yes, it was pure gold. Pure
Oh,
gold.
that's a good one. That's a real good one.
Though I do suppose his face was made of gold, but that's a different story.
Oh, that's good. That's rich. That's real good. Uh, uh, I mean, that is just wow. I mean, I never encountered a demon lord, but if they're like that, oh dear.
Yes, while I wouldn't trade the memory for anything, I would rather not like to do it again. It was quite a dangerous situation.
Passive perception? What's your passive perception, Septimus, again?
My passive perception is, let me check. 13.
Okay, none of you notice anything. It was great. Real great. Anyway, what
happened
about
to the
you?
Galencias in Barovia?
Sorry?
What happened to the Galencias in Barovia?
Oh, right, yeah. Um, you wanna go tell that story, Crazy Pete? I'm not crazy. Listen, this is a true story, alright? Once upon a time, it was the biggest appearance of people since a long, long time. Suddenly, it was in the west or so, west of Barovia. Suddenly, the largest group of people suddenly appeared. Larger than any other. Normally, it was always a handful. But this time, it was like a lot, like a real lot of people. And they just suddenly just appeared just in the middle of nowhere in the wild. Now, Barovia being Barovia, that wasn't good for them at all. Suddenly, all of the wildest creatures set out upon them. The nearest town was quite far away, and it was Kresk. Now, Kresk. God damn it, Pete, get your names together. It's pronounced Kresk. Yeah, right, Kresk. Kresk. Now, Kresks was the only town anywhere nearby. And Kresks, they are very mistrusting of new people. They are like a fort, like a castle. No, not really a castle, but a fort. They have like stone mounds everywhere, a great gateway, and they don't let anyone in because of distrust, because anyone could be dangerous, especially outcomers. And all these group of people, they were running there, begging to be let in. They were slaughtered by wolves, by all sorts of creatures. It was a massacre. It's a true story, true story. They say that some did survive, and that they're still somewhere about. But and that they're up to some sort of mischievous stuff to sort of enact a revenge upon Barovia, or even Kresk specifically. It's a dark story. Right.
Right, Rika's gonna check in on the wolf.
Wolf's still there?
Is it still, not dead?
Yes, it is still not dead.
Great.
They turn to you, Septimus. So what about you? You got any good stories?
No. Huh. I'm sorry.
So while Septimus is thinking of stories, Barney's gonna ask, so if I'm looking to do some trading, should I do it now or wait until the day?
Oh, trading. Sure. I mean, what do you have?
Well, I could use some more tobacco to make sure I don't run out of my travels, and I'm short one arrow.
The background error, I think it's... No, let me handle it. Let me handle it. All right, I like you. I'm going to give you a discount. You're looking for tobacco and an error, right?
Yeah.
Tobacco and an arrow. I can do you those things. Also, I really, really like you. So I was thinking, I'm gonna sell you this beaut here. There's a little potion bottle with white liquor inside. This potion allows you to go through the mist. Very few were ever created. You see the other guys at the campsite just going like, sorry, I need a moment to set myself. I mean, I feel like I already ruined it just because I can't play it straight, but it
And to be
wasn't.
fair, out of character, we were literally thought that people are gonna try to pull that shit on us.
A really good potion. Really rare. Like some say it's impossible. But I knew a person who managed to get the essence of the Vistani kind into a bottle, and for just very few, it can be yours.
through the mist. I kind of like it here.
Oh, okay. Most people do, but all right, fair. Tobacco and like arrow, was it right?
Yeah,
Right, like is this how much would tobacco would it be? I'm just gonna go.
I think the tobacco price that we agreed on was like, wait,
Don't think we agreed on anything. The only tobacco you've gotten so far was free.
yeah, I thought I did ask about it.
Did you?
Yeah, it's 10 coppers for bowl and 5 bowls for like 5 silver.
Okay, so was that back then in Barovia?
I'm not sure where you said it. We just kind of agree.
Yeah, I
Oh,
think
I
that was
think
the
it was
normal
before
price. So
because I bought. Yeah, technically I bought it from
yeah,
character
so
creation.
okay. How much does an arrow normally cost? Can't be that much. One.
I'm thinking. Oh yeah, I had to check that, but I forgot.
It's not very expensive, I think. So it's
20
like
arrows is 1 gold. So
okay, so not very expensive.
yeah, so 1 arrow is 5 copper.
Okay, so yeah, he's going to. Yeah, you know what? I'll give you both of that for 1 gold.
All right. How much tobacco can you spare?
Sorry, come again.
How much tobacco can you spare? How many pipefuls?
Oh right. How much do you pay for?
Well, 1 gold at least. What
Yeah,
about
for that it
for
can give you 10.
what about for 3 gold
Uh, for that I can give you 25.
plus the arrow?
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Sounds good.
All right. He stands up and walks to one of the wagons that is not that far away, and gets the goods.
All right.
Oh boy.
Sabon gonna take the gold out from one of the smaller purses he has.
All right. Okay, so the transaction transpires without anything else, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And after that, Saban will sit and listen in on the story. If Septimus is gonna tell a story, Saban will listen to that.
He is gonna tell one.
Okay. And then basically, after Septimus is done with the story, Saban will basically excuse himself, say that he's gonna do a small walk around the camp, and
All
then
right.
he's gonna go sleep about like 2 feet from end of the rope from the werewolf. He doesn't like sleeping in tents.
You want to sleep next to the werewolf.
2 feet from the end of the rope, so
The end of the rope. What do you mean the end of the rope?
basically outside of its range if it starts, if it tries to get close.
Oh, so if it tries to, yeah, okay, got
Yeah.
it. Okay, gotcha.
So it doesn't slit my throat with its.
Yeah, so I'd say like you're
Jaw.
like 10 or 15 feet away from it.
Basically.
Right. Septimus, do you want to?
Yes. He's gonna say, alright, I can tell you a story about one time that I encountered Barovian royalty outside of Barovia when
Ooh,
the Lord of Ravens showed up. Actually, his lackeys showed up while I was escorting my sister to her
cool.
wedding. And he's gonna tell the story. Um,
Want to roll performance?
you know what? Sure, I'll do that. Give me just a sec.
Alright.
Okay, it's a really damn story. Like everyone is leaning forward, actually closer, like as they very intently listen. And do you want to actually tell the story because it might also be interesting for Saban?
About 4.5, maybe 5 years ago, my sister was engaged to be wed to a man, a lord from a city different to our own. My twin She was, and she felt nervous, so she asked me to go with her and attend the wedding since our parents couldn't be there. And of course, who was I to say no? We talked the whole way there, the whole day, talking about the future, her fears, her thoughts. And when night fell, we went over close to the city, and under the guise of the moon, we started walking into a very thick mist until at some point we had no idea where we were going. But every place looked the same, desolate, dark, empty, hostile, and unforgiving. And at some point, there was flapping, and before we even knew what was going on, we were overrun with large black birds, kicking, thrashing, biting, cawing as they circled around us, biting and scratching at us. And they became bigger the closer they got. And the closer they got, we could see they were not birds, they were were ravens. And a fight broke out. They took us completely by surprise. They killed everyone. They snatched my sister and they took her away. And for all this time, I've been trying to find a clue. I never saw her body, so until I see that, as far as I'm concerned, she's not dead.
Damn! Wow, that's one hang of a chilling story. So sorry, by the way.
Hmm?
So sorry to hear that, by the way. That's must be terrible.
I've been living with it for 5 years, and now I'm here. If there are answers to be found, then I'll find them. Speaking of which, what can you tell me about someone called the Lord of Ravens? Ever heard of him?
Lord of Raven, that sounds weird. I knew that one. 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 Calm down, Pete, please. No, 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 no. This is good. This history, boys. Listen up. Lord of Raven is like the alpha of the rare ravens. So he's like the leader, and he's dangerous. And there's all sorts of stories about the sort of things they've done. Going out hunting. You know, this is exactly the reason why you're not supposed to travel alone at night. This is why you should be careful about killing ravens, because they say if you kill ravens, you piss off everyone. You piss off the were ravens, you piss off Straw, you piss off Madame Eva. Like ravens are just like everywhere. And the Lord of Ravens is just like just like a warlord having a grip on this world. And they've said that there's always like this struggle between the were-ravens and the werewolves with territory fights and all that stuff. So, like, like that guy, dangerous fellow, really dangerous fellow. Don't wanna mess with him. Don't wanna
Do you
mess
know
with him.
where? Do you know where he is?
I no idea. Uh, Probably not around here. I'd wait. I think somewhere north or south. I don't think, like, I haven't really heard much. No. Well, in any case, I can guarantee you where ravens are where werewolves are not because of that territory dispute. Now, I haven't really heard of many were ravens attacks here, so they're definitely not around Barovia, I don't think. Honestly, I don't know. Maybe they're somewhere around Kresk. You know, Kresk, they're always that paranoid. Maybe that's because of the were ravens. Does that make sense? I don't know, maybe. By the way, Septimus, that adds up with what you've been told from Gina, who told you that the last place where the Rare Raven's lair was in a cave not that far from Kresk.
Hmm. So, does this Lord of Ravens and Strahd work together? Are they friends? Enemies?
Oh, I don't know. That's a good question. Maybe. Do you think so? I mean, it would make sense, wouldn't it? Like, Straw is like the thing, like, Straw controls everything. Would be really surprising if they weren't controlled by it. Like, how would they even survive? If Straw would want, he could just probably kill them all with one snip of the finger, right? So they gotta have something to do with each other. If nothing else, they have to have some sort of truce, right? Don't you feel like that's a little bit, I don't know, racist, maybe? What? Why? Well, it's just because they say the same thing about us as well, you know? Just feel like glass houses. It's just logical, doesn't you think?
I mean, if killing ravens makes Strahd and the were ravens mad, I guess there's some possible truth to it, but at the same time, would that mean that the werewolves are not aligned with Strahd, or does Strahd allow such infighting?
They bring up good points. No idea.
Hmm.
They do say that Sra has a connection with the wilds. Don't really know how far that extends. By the way, at this point,
Oh,
you guys you
might be something
notice
to consider, but I'm afraid I must excuse myself. I'm gonna take a small walk to clear my head and
as you
get some
walk
rest.
off, as you stand up and try to walk a bit around camp, you, you realize there's a faint bluish, ghostly glow coming from the street. You also
Coming
notice
from
that.
where?
Sorry?
Coming from where?
The street that you've traveled along.
The road.
Oh, we're that close to it.
Not that far of it, no.
Oh, okay.
You can very easily see it. And there's a ghostly glow coming from it. The others are also watching, and you see how an army of men and women of all heights and sizes, races, and everything are walking across the road. No, along the road. All of them dressed in all sorts of different mannerisms. Some of them wearing wizardly hats, others cleric armor, others look like tough barbarians. And they all walk strictly along the road, further and further. You just look at it.
Are they coming at us?
No, they're not even really acknowledging you.
The bond's gonna yell about back to the fire. Is that normal?
Oh, yeah. That's normal. That's normal. Yeah. Every once, I think, they say every time, like every night or so, the ghosts of those that Strahd has slayed, uh, travel along this road back to the castle to try and slay him again, always failing. So, yeah, it's just the ghosts doing their thing again. They're harmless. They're harmless.
Hmm.
Selemus is gonna jump up, stand close to the road, and kind of look at the faces of those passing.
All
Just
sorts
in
of
case he
different
sees,
faces.
just in case he sees a familiar one.
Hmm. You want to see if you can see a familiar one.
Like one in particular. I'll be
Roll
curious.
me perception.
Side note: before the roll is made, Saban will also be looking at them, though he's gonna keep a walk around. You
Okay, in
can't
that
have down ghosts.
case,
You
in
can't
that
have down
case,
ghosts, so Saban doesn't pay that much attention to
Saban, do you also want to make a perception roll then, if you want to?
it. I guess if I would, it would be like at disadvantage because it's kind of offhanded
Okay, in that
as you
case, you
would.
can make one at disadvantage.
All right. You
What
can't
do I
cut
make
down
it
a
now?
ghost.
Should I roll now?
Yes, yes, please.
Okay. One sec.
Hmm.
Right. So, hmm. Septimus, you look through the crowd, and there's really anything you notice. Like they all look different. Like they look. What you notice is they all look like they're from the different parts of the world, all in the most different, exotic places. Like some you feel like, oh, that looks similar to where I'm from. Maybe they're from a same-ish area, but none of the faces really ring anything. Yeah, you don't see any person that you specifically know either. Saban, you look around as well. And the same thing applies again. You see all sorts of different things. But you spot one thing in particular that catches you off guard for a moment. A face that you barely remember, but the moment you see it, like, oh, right. Way back in your youth days, when you you once had to do with a hero that you brought a sword to, you see him in the crowd, marching along the way. Same one. It creeps you out for a moment and gives you pause.
Yeah, Zaban is gonna stop and look at him, just kind of mouth out, "How the hell did you get here? And when?"
They travel on, the goods travel on. There's a good chunk of them, quite many, but
Does he look any older from what I remember?
a bit, but not that much older. Like,
Alright.
you feel pretty confident that he's not died like anytime soon.
Yeah, so it's most likely been a couple, 3, 4, few years
Yeah.
from.
So as you look at this, the Elvis is starting ignoring it. It keeps going for a few minutes, but until eventually the last of them carry on through, and you see them think low, leave the camp, and keep on going ahead further on the road. You guys actually on a spot where you can see pretty well also their continued travel, as you can see them in the distance carrying on along the mountain path. They always do that. They travel along the mountain path up to castle.
Where's Irene, by the way?
Arena's sitting with you guys.
Okay.
Like she is really in depth with thoughts. She was just as shocked as you guys were, but
I think I'm gonna go rest up. Good night, everyone.
yeah, I think I'll do the same, says Irene. And yeah, uh, Irene is going to go into the tent that Rika is also currently in. Like each tent has two beds in them. So, um, so I suppose Septimus will take the empty one, and Saban. Saban, what are you doing? Please explain to us once again, because it's so
Well,
fun.
if there are trees nearby the werewolf, I will pick one of those from far enough away that the wolf can't reach me. Just, I think I do have, yeah, basically a bedroll. Lay that out on it. Lay against the tree. Uh, Place the shield. Put the cape over me, and then under the cape, put a shield on my chest, and keep the sword in my right hand, and just nod off.
All right. In that case, this is how all of you find a way to have a long rest, right? Anything else? Everybody all right with this?
I'll check the werewolf's binds one last time before I go to sleep.
They are as you set them up.
And the cloak covering it?
The cloak is still there, yes. It might get a little bit, a little bit pushed around, especially because, well, she can't really adjust it herself. But yeah, it is there. It is there.
Then I guess now's as good a time as any to try to get some sleep.
Okay. So in that case, I would like each of you to roll me a d20. For no reason.
You know,
No reason.
I really wish that I had alarm, the alarm spell,
13?
but it is not a sorcery spell.
Oh, damn. I have that. Should I cast it?
Sorry? You
If
have
you
what?
have alarm, yes, you should cast it.
Sorry, what?
Okay.
You should
I-
cast it.
Can I be like, can I cast alarm?
I think you can also cast this as
Do you have the
ritual
spell
as well.
slots?
You can cast this as a ritual, can't you?
I don't
Yes.
think I can cast rituals.
You should know that.
I'm pretty sure the
I
Eldritch
don't
Knight.
think I can.
Does it specifically say on the Eldritch Knight that you can cast ritually?
I mean,
You
the
can-
Eldritch-
You can cast rituals if it specifically states so in your class.
No, Eldritch Knight don't get ritual casting. The way to do so
See?
would be to take the ritual caster fee.
Yes.
That would be bad of the time.
Yeah.
That.
Okay. Do
So if you have a spell
slot?
slot, you can do.
Yeah.
You know what? I have one spell slot remaining.
Great.
So you
You're
can-
gonna get it back anyway.
Yeah.
Who should I cast it on, though?
Why can't you like take an area?
Yeah, that's how alarm should work.
Yeah, you take a silver string and then because the silver string is a component,
Okay.
and then you choose an area.
All right, I'm gonna.
If it was close enough,
30 feet area, so
30-foot area. Oh, you can just take both.
20-foot cube.
20-foot. How far is there between the two tents?
Yeah, you could cover the distance in between the tents, yeah.
Then
And like both tents or not both?
No, not both tents.
But the area in between.
You could cover the area in between, yeah. So
um,
how do you set it up?
Tents.
Is there any way I can cast alarm on the tent where Rika and Irene are in and include the werewolf?
No, you set them up further away than 20 feet from the nearest tent, I would assume.
20-foot cube. That means it's 20 foot, and it's. Or is it 20?
I'm not gonna cast it on myself.
20 feet cube is what the spell describes.
Yeah, you can't cast it on a person, but rather a place.
Yeah. So could it take our tent and the werewolf? Because if it can fit in between, like just move it a bit.
I don't quite understand what you were asking.
Instead of being okay, so between the two tents, there's about 20 feet, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and one tent probably isn't like 20 feet wide.
Yes.
So if instead of having it right in the middle, just move it over to encapsulate me and Arena's tent and the werewolf.
But what is the point of encapsulating the werewolf?
So that Septimus knows if someone who shouldn't be there walks into the space.
Oh, right.
That's what alarm does.
Yes. I was thinking, yeah, like you wanted. Okay, yeah, okay. So you want to put. Okay, let me just get it right. You want to put it in between the. Like encapsulate the first tent and an area between where the wolf is and the tent.
Yes, encapsulate Arena and my tent as much
As well as the werewolf.
as well as the werewolf.
Okay, got it.
We can move the beds within the tent if we
Okay.
want. If we have to move it, just
Do
try
keep
it.
in mind that you're then only encapsulating the you're not encapsulating the whole tent, but rather the end section of the tent. because the door is inwards.
Hmm. So that's the kind of layout.
Yeah, they're all sort of like in a circle,
All right.
You know
all
what?
facing
Werewolf,
inwards.
I'm pretty sure it can bite someone if it tries to hurt them, or it can howl if it needs our help. I really
Well, last
much more
time it
easily.
didn't actually say anything
True.
when when stones were being thrown at it.
Maybe thought we wouldn't help.
Maybe you thought it wouldn't be really heard over the profanity shouted at it.
We did also tell it that if it's howling, we're gonna cut off its face.
That might also be something.
Oh, I forgot that. Yeah.
Yeah, because we don't want it to alarm its friends.
Well, okay.
Well, it can do other things than howl. It can whimper. It can.
Chris, just tell me what you want me to do. I want Septimus to go to sleep.
Well, it depends on how the tents are set up. So
Can we move the tent?
area like that.
Yes,
An area
basically.
like that possible.
It's basically set up like that, and so you have the tents there, and you basically set up the wolf somewhere in the back, like so.
Wolf is there. All right.
oh. So basically, what you're saying is, if we move the tents,
They're not your no fine. What?
They're not our tens, but yeah,
but we
technically.
can do it.
So technically, the camp is somewhere there.
Yeah, still. Like, should we take a break here and you can then discuss in peace, like how you want to handle the alarm situation?
Sounds good to me.
All right.
By the way, I believe Saban, you have not rolled. No, Rika, you haven't rolled your your d20 that has nothing to do with anything. Good. All right, so let's have a small break. You can figure things out during that time.